So not too long ago, we got a big new update for Marvel Spider-Man 2. This, of course, came with New Game Plus. It came with the ability to change the time of day, to replay missions. So many things were added in this update, and so much hype was generated over this. I'm still blown away that for just a simple New Game Plus addition to Marvel Spider-Man 2, tons of people were logging back on and going crazy for the game again. Unfortunately, though, that big update ended up coming with some drawbacks. This usually happens in games. You know, an update comes to the game and it fixes some things that people wanted to be fixed, but then other things get broken. And in this particular instance, when we got that New Game Plus update, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, the lenses on it were completely out of whack. It looked super goofy. Something was going wrong, and people were upset because, well, it's one of the most used suits in the game. It's one of the most requested suits to be added into the Marvel Spider-Man franchise, and we couldn't use it for our precious photo mode moments. Insomniac was quick to address, hey, we are aware of this issue. We're working on a fix, and we'll get it out there as soon as possible. And that didn't end up being for a little over a month. People were waiting quite a while for a brand new patch to be added into Marvel Spider-Man 2. And to be honest, the reason why I thought it was taking so long is that maybe they were going to be adding some more new suits. Again, we know that those kid super suits are on the way. I know not a lot of people are very excited about them. I'm not particularly hyped. I am particularly hyped if you were to scroll down and hit the thumbs up button, but the suits, the kid super costume, not feeling it. But I thought that that was the reason why maybe an update to fix the lenses on the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit was delayed, because they were going to add in some free new suits alongside an update fixing the lenses. Turns out that wasn't the case. Just a couple of days ago, actually just over a week ago now, they ended up putting out a patch, version 1.002.003, and well, the release notes featured a ton of bug fixes. Mentioned under suit fixes, addressed an issue where masks and lenses on certain suits would appear wavy, notably on the Amazing 2 suit. Addressed an issue where the webbing on the classic suit appeared blurry. Addressed an issue where Peter's Hellfire Gala would have glowing lights around the mask. And then also addressing an issue where an orb of light would appear on Peter's Iron Spider suit. Some of those last things kind of sound like they should have been there. Like, I feel like the glowing on the mask for the Hellfire Gala suit for Peter should have been in the game. To be honest, I kind of wish that it had the glow that it does from the actual comic books, but still, I think it looks fantastic. I really love what they did with the design, and I'm just glad to see some comic book suits in Marvel Spider-Man 2 for Peter. And hey, finally, we can rejoice. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit has been fixed. The lenses are good now. You can jump into photo mode. You can use that suit without worrying about the lenses looking all weird. Certainly, there aren't any more bugs in this new update, right? What's that? All the different colorways that you could choose from for the classic suit are now just the same classic suit times 4? Yeah, okay. Again, this is kind of what happens sometimes in games, all right? Especially some of the games that I've covered on this channel here. You know, when you see a patch roll in, it comes with some bug fixes, and then it also creates some new bugs. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes when you're making these games. I don't know what it's like to fix things, to patch things. I don't know how many issues it could create and how many different things you have to look through to make sure everything is in tip-top shape. I mean, hell, look back when that New Game Plus update dropped. People were able to access the debug menu. That was definitely not intentional. A very unfortunate side effect to having such a massive patch drop into the game. Some things, there's just gonna be some oversight. And so, you know, in this instance, unfortunately, when we got the latest patch that was able to fix the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, it then broke the classic suit in terms of the different colorways you could choose. And I feel like people on the internet got really up in arms about this. Like, I was seeing people acting very harsh over something super minor. Like, oh, I'm so sorry, guy. You can't use the freaking Webman colorway for the classic suit. Grab your pitchfork. People were getting like really nasty about just a tiny little bug for a suit that had different colorways that I imagine not a lot of people were using anyways. Don't get me wrong, there's some nice ones in there, and yes, I love the classic suit. I mean, it's the classic suit, but again, this was definitely not something to be super upset about. And it turns out that, well, not even a week later, they ended up fixing it. Just 2 days ago, the latest update for Marvel Spider-Man 2 version 1.002.004 was added into the game. And under the patch notes, it just says here, plain and simply, under the suit patches, addresses an issue where the classic suit variants were unusable. It's just, there you go. I mean, this was probably a very simple fix. I imagine the reason why it took so long to fix the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit lenses was because it wasn't so simple. And you gotta understand that sometimes it's just not as easy as just flick that button and now the suit lenses are correct. They are working again. Sometimes flicking that button causes a heap of other issues that they then have to go fix as well. And in this particular instance, that's what happened with the classic suit, but now it's been fixed, and from what we can tell, it doesn't look like there's any additional glitches or bugs that we gotta worry about in the game. Because God forbid one of the maybe dozen people who uses some random suit variant color is not going to be able to. We're gonna go crazy out here. And hey, some people also noticed that in New Game Plus specifically, you're not able to use the symbiote takedowns anymore. Like if you remember all the way back during the gameplay reveal, which crazily enough was like a year ago now for Marvel Spider-Man 2, when they were showing off the symbiote suit, he was doing some takedowns where you're using the tendrils. It looks cinematic, it's epic as hell. And unfortunately in New Game Plus, because it registers you as now having the anti-venom suit, you're not able to do those symbiote takedowns anymore. To be honest, I feel like getting the symbiote takedowns were already like kind of rare. So I thought maybe I was just getting incredibly unlucky with the takedowns and I just wasn't getting it to prompt. But it turns out, no, that was just something that happens with New Game Plus specifically. You see, Spider-Ben over on Twitter ended up tweeting at Insomniac saying, "Can you please fix the symbiote finisher soon? I think they're disabled because it's technically the anti-venom suit in New Game Plus, but who cares if they look too brutal? All other finishers in the game are already life-threatening." Spider-Man, you're absolutely right about that, okay? But Insomniac ended up replying and saying, "We're aware of this. It's expected behavior for New Game Plus, but we're looking into it per the community feedback." And that is awesome. I'm really glad that we have moments like this where Insomniac is responding to what people are saying here on Twitter or just in general on social media. I'm really glad that day in, day out, Insomniac is taking in and listening to the feedback that's being provided to them by the community. A patch or an update in the future that allows us to get those symbiote takedowns back, regardless of whether or not you're using the anti-venom or the regular symbiote suit in New Game Plus, would be great. Those takedowns are sick, and I mean, for someone like me, you know, I love me some photo mode. I love messing around in photo mode, and I mean, these takedowns would look great if you're able to get some photos in there. In general, Marvel Spider-Man 2 right now is probably in the best state that it's ever been. You know, that Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is fixed. We got that New Game Plus update. We got all these quality of life fixes. There's still some more things that I feel like we could see added in the future for the game. I actually made a video going over 7 updates that I would still love to see in the game. You can check that out on the channel right now. And like I have been saying in the last couple of Marvel Spider-Man 2 videos that we made here on the channel, I'm still hoping, I'm still praying that we're going to be getting a DLC for Marvel Spider-Man 2. There's a lot of rumors right now that we're potentially going to be getting a new PlayStation Showcase in May. The PlayStation Showcase that we got last year in May was actually the one that gave us that gameplay reveal for Marvel Spider-Man 2. And how full circle would it be? How awesome would it be if we got another one next month, a new PlayStation Showcase, and during that PlayStation Showcase, we got an official reveal for Marvel Spider-Man 2 DLC. Regardless of what the future holds for the Marvel Spider-Man franchise, whether it's a DLC, whether it's Spider-Man 3, whether it's the Wolverine game that's on the way, I got you guys covered right here on this channel. Subscribe, turn on those notifications, anything and everything for the Insomniac Marvel franchises or just superhero games in general, I got you guys covered right here on this channel. And with that being said, let me now kick it to you guys. Sound off your thoughts in the comment section below. First of all, are you happy that they ended up fixing the suit lenses for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit? And second of all, are you happy that they subsequently added a patch to fix the classic suit variants? I want to hear all your thoughts in the comments. I've been Caboose. I'll see you guys later.